What is the right model for Christian action? Philippians chapter 2 verses 12 to 18. Paul has said in the previous passage that the right model is based on incarnation, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Our mindset, our attitude and approach to life should be modeled after that which Christ exemplified in the way that he was humble, to be born, to die, and to rise again, to ascend to the heaven. We are to consider others as better than ourselves and live a life of love. What does this mean in practice? First, Paul tells them, he uses the word therefore. And the word therefore, it leads to the implications that build upon following the model of Christ. Sometimes we can look at the Christian life as something which does not require much effort from us. After all, we are saved by grace, aren't we? But Paul says once we are a Christian, we should work out our salvation with fear and trembling. Becoming more like Christ is going to require hard work. How could it possibly not require hard work? Anything that is excellent and good requires work. Surely becoming more and more like Christ will also require hard work. While before we are a Christian, we cannot live a life that pleases Jesus. Once we become a Christian, we are able to live a life that pleases Jesus. Although we won't be able to do this perfectly in this world. Whereas in the next life, in the age to come, we will not be able to do anything to displease Jesus. Now we work out our salvation with fear and trembling. But, says Paul, this working out is based upon what God is working in. For it is God who works in you to will and act in order to fulfill His good purpose. It's a hand and glove approach. What we work out is because of what God is working within us. Secondly, and following on from this approach, that we work hard with God's supernatural power at work in us, comes various practical implications. To begin with, don't complain. So much is spoiled in the Christian life and in the church by grumbling and arguing. Don't murmur and dispute and grumble. Instead, as you avoid this grumbling, you will gradually shine like stars in the sky. How? By holding out and holding on to the word of life. The phrase translated hold firmly has the sense of both hold out, as in share the gospel with others, and hold on, as in keep on believing the truth. Tell others about Jesus. And stick to the real message of Jesus also. Hold out and hold on. Third, Paul presents himself as a model by telling them that as they continue in this path, following Jesus, he will be able to boast on that last day that he did not work for nothing. They are the fruit of his labor. That labor is sacrificial, like a drink offering on the altar. being poured out, and yet he rejoices because of their faith, and he wants them to rejoice with him. What an example we have in Paul. The primary example in this passage is Jesus. And now Paul comes along and shows us how that example of Jesus is being worked out in the life of Paul. He is sacrificing joyfully for the work of the gospel, and he wants them to live a life of joy as well. Amen.